So I'm out here, right? We in Los Angeles. And I lived here for 12 years. I think it's powerful, right? Never been on this block. I've been on this block, but I've never been this far down this block. And what's interesting is there's nothing but emergency rooms, urgent cares all down this block. So I'm walking into the emergency room that I specifically was told would help me get my ADHD medication, my anxiety medication, right? And the importance of the anxiety medication that I had been on for 10 years is that as a disabled person, it didn't just help me with my anxiety, right? It helped me with the chronic nerve pain, right? Fibromyalgia and MS. Kaiser doesn't want to tell me. I don't care. And also, it helps me with my IBS, right? So my stomach is just weak. So, anyways, I got off that investigative call, and in that moment, it hit me, right? I'm like, no weapon against me shall prosper. You can't keep saying these Bible verses and not believing them, right? It's amazing tarot reader that I have the biggest crush on, and I probably look like a fucking Delula, said something in December like, you said you weren't playing with your magic. She said, but you are, right? And I do know what that means now. So I say thank you. And y'all, as I get ready to walk into this urgent care, God be with me, right? Because Kaiser has caused so much harm. That's why they call him Killer Kaiser. I decided to stop. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get these good old tacos, right? Cost me a whole ass $4, right? That's why I love Los Angeles, right? I said, let me get two, let me tip you the other two. I want to sit in a waiting room starving, right? If you're disabled and you've been to the emergency room as many times as I have, you know, right? The food is not going to come anytime soon, and when it does, it may not be that good. So this is my celebration tacos, right? I know I was Mexican in a past life. I was in a Mexican sorority, honey. Literally, Capital Kai, founded in Texas by four powerful Latino women. Multicultural sorority, technically, it's Christian based, it's service based, right? But those were the people who accepted me when I moved to LA, right? Those were the people who accepted me when I came out finally. I miss my sisters. I've been disconnected from them for years because of the trauma and the abuse from my lame ass family and these lame ass girls that I dated. But like I said, no weapon against me shall prosper. So I'm headed here, right? Still queer. Shout out to my organization, Let's Be Fit. I'll let your boy if you know, you know. And this is just the beginning. The investigators said, you've done incredible work. I said, baby, I'm a genius. So you steal my Adderall? Yeah, you can make things a little hard, right? But really hard every day, right? So, I'll see y'all hopefully in a few days. My caseworker told me if it don't feel right, baby, she said, get on out of there. She said, you are a black trans person who has been harmed. And when I say black trans person, I want to make this very, very crystal clear. Because there's too many stigmas around this in general, right? I identify as two-spirited, stud in B, right? Non-binary. That doesn't make me any less trans than anyone else who has had top surgery or not, right? The hate, the drama, the abuse in the trans community is got to stop. Because sadly, those were the people that helped my whack-ass family cause harm to me, right? So I'm done with all of the labels, right? I'm done. ultimately, I'm a black woman, right? I got titties and I got a motherfucking kitty cat. If you must know, since y'all was asking. So, check this out. I'm gonna go get my shit stabilized. I'm gonna come back better than ever, right? I got court in 2 weeks, honey. 2 weeks, baby. 4 felonies. A minister, right? When they say spiritual warfare is not a fucking joke, well, it is what it is. I'm gonna leave it at this. I know there's somebody out here who actually isn't as blessed as me, right? And this was painful, right? Imagine getting slammed on your face by cops and then Kaiser literally not even cleaning your wounds, saying, "Oh, we tested it. It looks like there could be possible MS cells." Well, I Googled that shit, and x-rays don't show MS cells. Killer Kaiser. I mean, God bless. Unfortunately, I won't be able to shut the corporation down the way I want to, but when I do get paid, baby, there's some girls in the French camp jail who are being illegally detained and abused just like I was, who weren't as lucky as well, right, to get out. You see, I worked for 988 as a suicide counselor, so every time something happened, instead of calling the police, what did I do? I called my job. Thank you, 988 Lifeline, for reporting to Adult Protective Services. Thank you, TikTok, right? That live that I went on, that 500 strangers showed up on at 6 a.m. when I was overdosing on the crystal meth my grandmother put in my Herbalife shake. Thank you all for believing me when I said my mom, who I caretake, is in danger, right? I've lost complete contact with my mother. I pray from the bottom of my soul that she's okay. And I also pray that she did not leave me in this harm's way. She said she allowed herself to be controlled and that she never wanted that to happen to me. Woo! So we say a prayer for the black moms, right? For the black kids, right? For the Latino kids, right? For the Asian kids, and even for the natives and the whites, right? Because through this experience, I've realized it doesn't really matter what color you are. Good people are good people, right? My family, they all black, and they all terrible ass people. It doesn't mean all black people are terrible, but ultimately, I will get ordained at my home church, Agape International Spiritual Center. Holla at your boy. And Blossom C. Brown, as well as my family, Ajibola Hassan in the Navy, baby. Y'all all gonna go to jail real soon. So, God bless. Don't try to flee the country, by the way, because you are being investigated. Blessings, love, and light. And again, if any more harm does happen to me, let me tell you, it will be reported and documented. FBI tips, NCIS, Anaheim, Oakland Police Department. Baby, when I say I'm a motherfucking genius, you can take my Adderall away, honey. But what did my mentor Michael Douglas say? He said ADHD is a superpower, honey. So God bless to the immigrants who fought to get in this country, right? To live a better life, or to live whatever life they wanted, right? Just God bless, right? God bless us all. May we find healing, forgiveness, and peace. My name is Pierre Jessica, so you can call me Red or Coach PJ. The best is yet to come.